Rivers can look peaceful from a distance, a line of water cutting through a forest, a slow current moving under the sun, a place where people fish, travel, wash, pray, and build entire cities along the banks. But not every river is safe. Some rivers hide powerful currents, some are filled with predators, some are polluted by industry, sewage, or chemicals. Others are so hot, acidic, or unpredictable that touching the water can become dangerous. The most frightening thing is that a deadly river does not always look deadly. It may look calm, it may look beautiful, it may even look sacred. Today, we are exploring 8 rivers you should never swim in. And the closer we get to number 1, the more dangerous the water becomes. This is not travel inspiration. This is the dark side of geography. At number 8 is a river that looks like it belongs on another planet. Rio Tinto flows through southwestern Spain, and in some places its water runs a deep red color, almost like blood. From above, the river looks unreal. Red streams move through pale land, cutting across the landscape like a warning mark. It is beautiful, but not in the normal way. Its color comes from minerals, especially iron dissolved in the water. The river is also highly acidic, shaped by natural geology and thousands of years of mining activity in the region. That is what makes Rio Tinto so strange. It is not just a river, it is a chemical environment. The water can contain heavy metals and extreme acidity, creating conditions that would be dangerous for most forms of life. And yet, microscopic organisms survive there, making the river important for scientists studying life in extreme environments, even life that might exist on other planets. But for humans, the message is simple. This is not a place for swimming. You do not step into red, acidic water because it looks interesting. You do not treat a toxic-looking river like a natural pool. Rio Tinto is one of the clearest examples of how beauty can be misleading. Its color attracts the eye, but the chemistry tells you to stay away. At number 7 is a river where the danger does not come from crocodiles or boiling water. It comes from pollution. The Citarum River in West Java, Indonesia, has often been described as one of the most polluted rivers in the world. For millions of people, the river is part of daily life. It runs through communities, farms, and industrial areas. People depend on the river basin for water, agriculture, and work. But for decades, the Citarum has also received waste. Industrial discharge, household trash, untreated sewage, and chemicals have turned parts of the river into a symbol of environmental damage. In some stretches, the surface has been covered with floating garbage. Plastic, fabric, foam, and waste can hide the water beneath. In other places, the danger is less visible: heavy metals, chemical contamination, and polluted runoff. This kind of river does not kill like a shark. It kills slowly, through illness, through contaminated water, through ecosystems that collapse, through communities forced to live beside a river that should sustain life, but instead carries danger downstream. Swimming in heavily polluted water can expose a person to bacteria, toxic substances, and disease. Even touching the water in some areas can be risky. The Citarum is not frightening because it is wild. It is frightening because it shows what happens when a river is treated like a dumping ground. And once a river becomes poisoned, the people around it pay the price. At number 6 is a river that sounds impossible. A river in the Amazon that can cook what falls into it. Deep in Peru, the boiling river, also known as Shanai Timpishka, is a geothermal river with water hot enough in some areas to cause serious burns. In the middle of the rainforest, where most rivers are imagined as cool, green, and full of life, this one is different. Steam rises from the water. The air feels heavy. The river moves through the jungle like something alive, carrying heat from deep within the earth. The water is not literally boiling everywhere, but in some places it can reach temperatures hot enough to kill small animals and badly injure a person. Falling in could be catastrophic. That is what makes this river so disturbing. It does not look like lava. It does not glow red. It does not roar like a volcano. It looks like a river. But the danger is temperature. A person who slips, loses balance, or steps into the wrong pool could suffer severe burns in seconds. In a remote jungle environment, far from quick medical help, that can become a life-threatening situation very fast. The boiling river is also culturally important to local communities, and it is not simply a tourist attraction to be treated casually. It is a sacred and fragile place, beautiful, mysterious, and dangerous. A reminder that even in the rainforest, water is not always safe. Sometimes the river itself is the heat source. At number 5 is one of Africa's great rivers. The Zambezi River flows through several countries and is famous for one of the most spectacular natural wonders in the world, Victoria Falls. From a distance, the Zambezi can look majestic and powerful. Wide water, green banks, mist rising near the falls, and wildlife moving along the edges. But this river is not a peaceful swimming pool. The Zambezi is home to some of the most dangerous animals in Africa, including crocodiles and hippos. Crocodiles are ambush predators. They can wait almost motionless near the bank, hidden by muddy water, vegetation, or shadow. By the time a person sees the danger, it may already be too late. Hippos may look slow and heavy, but they are extremely territorial and dangerous in the water. They can move with surprising speed and are known for attacking boats, people, and anything that gets too close. And then there is the river itself. Strong currents, rapids, sudden changes in depth, and areas near waterfalls make the Zambezi especially dangerous for anyone who does not know it. The danger here is not one thing, it is the combination. Predators in the water, powerful currents, remote areas, unpredictable conditions. The Zambezi is beautiful because it is wild, but wild does not mean safe. This is a river that must be respected from the bank, from a boat, or with trained guides, not entered carelessly by someone looking for a swim. At number 4 is one of the most famous rivers on Earth, the Nile. For thousands of years, the Nile has supported civilizations, agriculture, cities, and trade. It is one of the great lifelines of the world, stretching through northeastern Africa and shaping history itself. But a river that gives life can also carry danger. In some areas, the Nile is home to crocodiles, including the Nile crocodile, one of the most powerful reptiles on the planet. These animals can grow large, move silently, and strike with terrifying speed. In places where crocodiles are present, swimming can be extremely dangerous. But predators are not the only concern. Depending on location, the Nile can also carry pollution, parasites, and disease risks. In some regions, contact with fresh water can expose people to parasites, such as those associated with schistosomiasis, a disease linked to contaminated freshwater environments in parts of the world. Then there are currents, boats, and hidden hazards beneath the surface. The Nile is not dangerous everywhere in the same way. It is enormous, and conditions change from place to place. But that is exactly why casual swimming can be risky. You may not know what is beneath the surface. You may not know the strength of the current. You may not know what animals live nearby. And you may not know what the water carries. The Nile is a river of life. But life and danger can exist in the same current. At number 3 is one of the most powerful rivers on the planet, the Congo River. It is vast, deep, and difficult to fully comprehend. It cuts through Central Africa, carrying enormous volumes of water through rainforest, rapids, and remote landscapes. The Congo is not just a river, it is a force. In some places, it is incredibly deep. In others, it moves with violent speed. Rapids, whirlpools, underwater turbulence, and sudden changes in flow can make the river extremely dangerous. To a person standing on the shore, the surface may not tell the full story. A calm-looking section can hide powerful movement below. A swimmer can be pulled, spun, dragged, or exhausted before reaching safety. And because parts of the Congo River system pass through remote areas, rescue can be difficult or impossible. The surrounding environment adds more danger. Dense rainforest, limited infrastructure in some regions, unpredictable weather, and wildlife. But the main threat is the water itself. The Congo is too large, too strong, and too complex to treat casually. Some rivers invite people to enter. This one commands distance. For local communities, the Congo is a route, a resource, and a part of life. But for an outsider who does not understand its power, it can become a deadly mistake. The river does not need teeth to kill. Sometimes, current is enough. At number 2 is the most legendary river in the world, the Amazon. It runs through the heart of South America, surrounded by the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. The scale is almost impossible to imagine. Endless green, brown water, hidden channels, flooded forests, and life in every direction. But the Amazon is not a place to jump into carelessly. The water is dark, muddy, and full of things you cannot see. Some dangers are famous: piranhas, caimans, anacondas, electric eels, stingrays, and parasites. Not every story about the Amazon is accurate. It is not a movie monster river where everything attacks instantly. Most animals do not want to hunt humans, but that does not make the river safe. A person entering the water may not see what is nearby. A stingray can be hidden in the mud. A caiman can wait near the bank. Electric eels can deliver powerful shocks. Parasites and bacteria can create serious health risks. And beyond wildlife, the Amazon itself is difficult. Strong currents, changing water levels, submerged branches, sudden depth, and remote locations all add danger. If something goes wrong, help may be far away. The Amazon is one of the richest ecosystems on Earth, but richness means complexity, and complexity means risk. This river belongs to the forest, to the animals, and to the people who understand it. For everyone else, the safest way to experience the Amazon is from a boat, with guides, and with respect. Because in this river, the most dangerous thing may be thinking you know what is beneath you. And finally, at number 1, we arrive at a river that is sacred, powerful, and deeply complicated: the Ganges. For hundreds of millions of people, the Ganges is more than water. It is a holy river, a cultural lifeline, a place of ritual, prayer, purification, and identity. Cities rise along its banks, pilgrims travel to it, families gather beside it. Life and death meet at the water's edge. But this sacred river also faces severe pollution in many stretches. Untreated sewage, industrial waste, agricultural runoff, plastic, and human activity have placed enormous pressure on the river. In some areas, the water can carry dangerous levels of bacteria and contaminants. That makes swimming risky, especially in polluted urban sections. The danger here is not dramatic in the same way as crocodiles or boiling water. It is invisible.
A person may see people bathing, praying, and entering the river and assume the water is safe, but contamination can carry pathogens that cause illness. Polluted water can enter the body through the mouth, eyes, wounds, or skin contact. This is what makes the Ganges one of the most unsettling rivers on this list. It is not just dangerous, it is beloved. The river is a source of faith and life, while also carrying the consequences of human pressure, overcrowding, and pollution. That contrast is heartbreaking. The Ganges does not belong on this list because it is evil or cursed. It belongs here because it shows how a river can be sacred and unsafe at the same time. A place can be holy, a place can be beautiful, a place can be central to millions of lives, and still, the water can be dangerous.
These rivers show that danger does not always announce itself. Sometimes it is a crocodile beneath the surface. Sometimes it is a current stronger than your body. Sometimes it is heat, acid, pollution, parasites, or bacteria you cannot see. Rivers have shaped civilizations, fed cities, carried trade, and given life to entire regions of the world. But they are not always safe. A river can be beautiful and deadly, sacred and polluted, calm on the surface and violent underneath. So before entering any unfamiliar water, remember this: the river does not have to look dangerous to be dangerous. And sometimes the safest place to admire it is from the shore. This is not travel inspiration. This is the dark side of geography.